a story to tell. Let me break it down from the depths of my soul. Listen to the sound. Started from the bottom.
Growing up, I was raised by my mother, who was a single mother, but she did a great job. She was very what's the word? I don't want to say strict, but she was very set in her ways of making sure that I treated everyone the same. Which I think shaped a lot of who I am today and why I do the job that I do now. But growing up, my life was pretty stereotypical, straightforward. I went to high school, I graduated high school, I went to college, I dropped out, but I'm here now, so it worked out. So I was going for nursing, but I was just not a college person. I struggled in high school, keeping up with schoolwork and all that stuff. So I tried college, I wanted to give it a shot, but it just wasn't for me. It wasn't who I am. I had, so I used to work at the Renaissance Fair when I was 12 to 14. And then I had a couple odd jobs here and there. And then when I was 16, I started working at a Subway. And I did fast food from the time that I was 16 until the time I got this job when I was 21. I kind of always grew up knowing about toward independence and what it was and what it did because one of my mom's childhood friends, Chris Davies, has worked at TI my entire life. So I kind of always knew about it, but I was getting treated pretty badly at my other job. So I started looking for other jobs and I saw that TI was hiring. I was like, I'll give it a shot, see if I like it. And then I came here and I, at the time, was working 2 other jobs actually. And I started here and I quit both of my other jobs. So I started as a DSP on January 1st, 2024. And in February of 24, I want to say that the supervisor over South Lawn had put in her 30-day to step down. So our house was kind of scattering, trying to see if any of our staff would do it because we wanted someone from inside the home instead of outside the home because it's easier if you already knew the client and their daily routines and things like that. So my coworkers actually talked me into applying for it. I didn't think I was going to get it because I had been there 2 months at that point. But then I got it in March of 24. My first week as a supervisor was probably the worst week anyone could have had as a supervisor. I lost a client and it just kind of was like a rolling stone down the hill for the first 3 months. And then it chilled out and it worked out. I feel like my staff are one big family. We fight, we argue, we bicker, but at the end of the day, we all love each other. We're gonna make up, we're gonna get over it. There's no hard feelings in this home ever. Especially just because when you're working so much with the same people, it's hard to not form that bond with them. And I try to really be there for my staff, even if it's not work related. I consistently tell my staff that if they need to call me for something personal, I don't care. I'm not gonna shut them down just because it's not work related. I've gone to my staff's house at 2:30 in the morning to pack her things and move her out. I have no shame about showing up for personal matters at all. I would rather them call me than think that they're doing it alone. But yeah, my staff are all very close. I hold my staff I hold my staff in a very high standard because I worked with them as a DSP first. And my staff are the ones that trained me to do my job. So I know if I know how to do my job, I know they know how to do their job. So I can be a little hard, I'm not gonna lie, but I try not to be. I try to be fun and cool. It really does feel like when I come to work, it does not feel like I'm coming to work, except for when I'm doing paperwork. But like outside of that, like working with the clients does not feel like work to me. It feels like I'm just hanging out with my friends. Like being here with my staff does not feel like I'm working. It feels like I'm hanging out with my friends and we're just also doing work on the side. Like, so it's nice to have kind of that close connection within the home between not only the staff, but also the clients. Actually, I'll go with, so it's not one of my clients. Colin is a client at a different home, but Colin was one of the first clients that I like kind of bonded with that was not one of my clients. And it kind of just like happened. Like I went to CCC one day to grab something and Colin walked over and just like grabbed my hand and he's just holding my hands and just like walking me around CCC, just like we're like best friends. And now every time I go down to CCC, Colin is the first one to come and see me and just like hold my hands. Since I dyed my hair, every time he sees me, he walks over and he holds my hands and he goes green. And it makes me laugh. I think what toward independence represents to me is just being able to provide and like care for these clients in the best way possible. Especially like in my home, a lot of my clients don't have family. And as someone who comes from a very small family myself, I view them as my family. Like I spend pretty much every day with them. I'm here at least 40 hours a week with them. Like I see them more than I see my own family. So it's, a lot of it for me is like being able to bond with them and just creating those memories with them and making them realize that they are not in this alone. I would absolutely 1,000 times over recommend Toward Independence as a place to work. I speak so highly of my job outside of here. Pretty much anytime anyone's looking for a job that like I know that they would be good because they are caring and compassionate people, this is the first place I suggest them to apply to. But yeah, like I suggest it to everyone. I'm very proud about what I do. Talk very proudly about it. I think I recommend it a lot because of the clients, but also I recommend especially like the ICF side because of our upper management team. They are like the first bosses that have ever like cared about me and like truly like take care of me and make sure that I'm not overworking myself or straining myself, stressing myself out, anything like that. But I recommend TI as a whole just because it's life-changing work. The client, they have good benefits, and it's just like you get to a point where you just feel like you're like one big family at the home that you work at. I don't know, it's hard to say. I guess like when I envision myself getting ready to retire, I would still like to be in the home, which sounds crazy because I am probably going to be decrepit by then. My body already breaks down now. I'm only 22, but I would like to still be in the home just because I truly cherish like the moments with the clients directly. I don't think I could stand sitting at a desk and doing paperwork all day. But I cherish every moment with my clients and just being able to sit and talk with them and do things with them. So I don't really see myself, as of right now, don't see myself leaving the home anytime soon. But I think like a lot of my legacy would be like the friends that I've made along the way, because I've made a lot of really good friends between my staff and my coworkers, and just kind of cherishing that. Obviously my clients, because they are the whole reason I'm here. Like, they are the whole reason I've stayed here. But I think that a lot of it would just be like the friends that I've made and my clients, the good and the bad. But
Story to tell, let me break it down from the depths.
my name is Megan Sprowls, and this is my story.
Started from the bottom, now I'm on